Welcome, Fantasy Ball team managers. Big week this week. Lots going on. Does the league need a new horse to beat? Will Jake ever recover, personally, from losing to a winless team? Will team manager Sternly show us his butthole? We look for the answers to these questions and more on the Week 16 recap. In the Week 16 recap. That makes more sense. I wrote in. Who says it? I read and ab-lib. Lib. I feel like I said lid there, but I definitely said lib. As Connor would say, damn libs. Anyway. As we start with, as always, with last week's game of the week, Team Wallach breaking the streak. This is good for the league, believe it or not. Tough for me as the guy above him, but this is good for the league. Team Wallach getting out of that losing streak, gets back into the win column with the W over lazy team name. Riding 3 pitchers who scored over 35 points. That includes Justin Verlander, who only scored 36, yes. But it's over 35. The number counts. I would also like to point out, I don't know if you guys know this, when I do these, I just turn my headset on but leave it here. So if I ever lean down out of the camera, so I'm trying to get closer to the mic, but I realize I probably look stupid since the camera's actually up here. I've done a lot of these and I'm just now saying that. Anyway. So yeah, Wallach's riding 3 pitchers. I believe Ohtani had 44 and somebody else had 45. I forget who it is. But whoever it was, Griff riding his pitchers this week. Great job. On the other side, oh no, skip that. Wallach's look to get hot before the playoffs. They have a 99% chance now of making the playoffs. Connor just reacted to a chat in the group chat. So Wallach's looking to get hot right before the playoffs. It's all about timing, as we know, trying to get hot right before the playoffs. On the other side, lazy team name falls to 7-9, and while they're just a game back from playoff contention, they only have a 25% chance, according to ESPN, of making the playoffs. Not great odds. We're getting there, boys. We're getting there. Tomorrow's August 1st. Playoffs start August 28th. So that's what, 3 more weeks? I probably should have calculated this first. We got this week, next week, week 19, and 20. So yeah, we're at matchup 17. We have 20 regular season games. So I just used 3 different fucking ways to say matchup, game, week, whatever. So we got four matchups left. Whatever. 25% chance in that time. So we'll see. But the game we all care about, the ever so important game that we all care about, juiced fucking balls. Did I see it coming? Did you see it coming? Probably fucking not. But here we are, talking about juiced balls getting a W. What? Jakey boy, what happened, bud? I'll tell you what happened. This game, and I didn't write all this down because it would just be a lot, but I probably should have had it pulled up. So the game was 247 to 235, 12-point game. Not a big difference, but let me tell you what. Jake started out hot, 21 points versus 16 points, 56 points to John's 29, 25 points to John's 17. 15 points to John's -1. And then what the fuck happened? I think we were all... This is Thursday by now. It's Friday morning. We're probably like, John's lost another one. John drops 102.5. 102.5 to Jake's 37. We're all like, what the fuck? Right? Jake had a good week. Decent week up before that, 1 game, 15. But he didn't have that stretch lead. He didn't have a huge lead. And that 100-point, that 70-point, almost 60-point about swing, couldn't handle it. because the next day John put up 43, Jake put up 40.5, and then Sunday Jake put up 40 and John put 40.5. So John took that lead Friday and didn't give up. I was trying to look at patterns and figure out, neither team did overly well. Sternly got 155 from his batters and 80 from his pitchers. John got 171 from his batters and 76 from his hitters. This isn't like it was a super high scoring game. Both under 250. But what? Wow. Fucking Juice Balls. Showing some late season heroics. Pulling out their first win of the season and making the playoff race more intense for the other. We know John's out. That's no secret. But now it's more interesting for some others, right? Team manager John K. Sex had this to say about his team. And I quote, "It's great getting the monkey off my back. Racist, John? I'm not sure." I wish I didn't say that. Despite the league office being against me and all the jinx attempts, I have finally won a game. I am not the Miami Dolphins. My team really came through for me this week. Shout out to them, even though they suck. So they got their win. But clearly there's still some disagreements of some kind in that clubhouse. If the manager is saying that his own team sucks. Manager GM, by the way. Not just manager. GM, too. So, clearly, not all is well still there. But it's really tough to see this from a team once thought to be a contender. This raises a lot of question marks, not only about Team Sternly, but team manager Jake Stern. Okay? I reached out to manager Stern, and no comment. That's not true. He had a comment. His comment was, "I'm driving home. I'll share my thoughts when I get there." But that was, what? Fuck. What was that? 6:22? It's 7 o'clock. My time. Apologies. That was 38 minutes ago. I'm taking that as a no comment. Which means no comment about seeing his butthole. Weird that we're excited for that. Excited might not be the right word. But weird that that's something that we're all kind of like, hey, it happened. We need this to be kept up. So I just don't know, gents. I don't know. We a lot of talk about integrity and pride today. Who knows? That's up to Team Stern. Again, as commissioner, I have no power to control, to force people to do things. On to the fumble of the year. Clubhouse Space Cadets pissed away the lead during the late Sunday night game. Yennier Cano gave the BBC the win with his single inning of relief against the Yankees. Didn't even get a save. Was just out there having fun with the boys, Backup bullpen catchers had 5 pitchers in the negative this week and 2 starters that had 0-point performances. Those 7 pitchers combined for negative 28 points. The pitchers in total for BBC scored 46. And despite all of that, the BBC was somehow able to win the game and clinch their ticket to the playoffs. That's right. Your boys going to the playoffs. The defending champs are headed back. Honestly, though, the way my team performed, I have very low expectations. My pitching is falling apart. Unprompted, Coach Reed said, "Fantasy is just like my love life. Can't close." Which is just depressing, honestly. Had I asked for a quote, that might have hit, but that was just unprompted self-loathing, Chumba. Go to the gym. We all know you're depressed. Maybe not the right word. We all know that you can't survive without going to the gym every day. That's better. I'm on a roll for this one. Oh fuck, I'm at the 10-minute mark already. Got 2 games left. Team Badussis are gonna stick to the script. Managed to win this week against the dangerous PED users. The Badussis increased their playoff odds to 66%, making them the clear favorite for the number 6 seed and possibly even the number 5 seed now that Team Stern has lost. They're only a game apart. 5 and 6 seed are up for grabs. 6 seed more so, but the 5 seed is also a little bit up for grabs. Jake, I believe, has like an 86% chance, and then everybody else is 90s, 95 and above. Actually, the 98 is the lowest. Griff has 99. Brochard has 98. We'll get to that though. Anyway, so yeah. Bruisers fall to 11-6, but they still remain in the playoff picture, and they are inching closer to securing their playoff spot. One more win should do it, or even a loss by somebody else could possibly do it. Who knows? With their next game, bad transition here. I apologize. With their controlling win over the Drippy Droppers, the placeholders also clinched their playoff berth and remain the top team in the Long Island Division. The placeholders seem to be the team to fear heading into the last few weeks of the regular season. They are 3rd in points scored and 2nd for points scored against. Hard to lose when you're doing that well. You know, people will say that you don't control points scored against you. We all know. So the team's just hot. They're doing well. They've emerged as the favorites late in the season. Not only that, Coach, GM, and owner, Donachie, has called for the removal of Coach Cornobus for disgracing the Long Island Division. For those of you that don't look at the YouTube comments, or maybe Cameron watched after you, it's in the YouTube comments of last week's recap. So I can only imagine what this off-season's owners' meetings will look like. Did I say off-season? I hope I said off-season. I accidentally wrote summer first and then changed it to winter. Don't know why. Don't know why I wrote summer first when league meetings always happen in the winter for baseball. No idea. On to the game of the week. Next week, once again, we got the Big Bruisers and PED users. I know they're tired. I'm sure all of you are tired of them being game of the week. But they've had it this year many times. If I could go back and count, they by far the most. As they go head-to-head with the BBC. I could be wrong, but I think that this exact matchup has been a game of the week before. But they are the 2 top scoring teams right now, and only separated by about 10 points in the points scored. I think it was the same last time we faced each other, too. About a 10-point difference. And I don't remember who won. We both have enough losses that it could have been either of us. I genuinely don't remember. I should have looked at that. But both teams are coming off a tough week. The PED users lost their last matchup, and I did not score a lot of points. My team is struggling right now. Bad time to struggle heading into the playoff push. So that is this week's recap. We will catch you all next week with more news about Juiced Balls and team owner, manager, GM Cornobus. Who knows? League is starting to ask questions and demand action. And I don't know. Eventually, I'll be inclined to do something. So we'll catch you.